You know, most nearly all religions and religious traditions profess belief in some form of angels. But these traditions and theologies can be very different, from the sacred to the secular, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Angels can come across as being all things to all people: cute and cuddly, majestic and graceful, impish and playful and mysterious too, all of which can leave us with the impression that angels are really nothing at all. Many intelligent and thoughtful people dismiss angels as whimsical, charming myth. And yet, angels play a key role in the story of the Bible, from beginning to end, from Genesis to Revelation. There are more angels in the story of Christmas than anywhere else. The story of Christmas is filled with angels, thousands of them. They're usually described in the Bible as fierce and formidable, but they also bring comfort, hope, and some rather important announcements. The most consequential angelic announcement is recorded in the Gospel of Luke that we just heard. The angel Gabriel was sent from God to a town of Galilee called Nazareth, to a virgin named Mary. The angel's greeting, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you." That word, hail, is a hearty, a joyful greeting. And Gabriel doesn't call Mary by name. He's much more respectful. He calls her by a title. We learn Mary is without sin. She's full of grace, the necessary conditions for Gabriel's message. We also learn that Mary was greatly troubled, and she had good reason to be, given what was coming next. Gabriel's announcement is a big one, the biggest one of all, the biggest one ever. God's plan is that Mary will bear a son. Gabriel says, "You shall name him Jesus, and he will be great." Jesus is taken from the Hebrew Joshua, which means God is our salvation. There was another Joshua in this story of the Bible, Joshua, the assistant and successor of Moses. He was chosen by God to lead Israel, and Mary's child will be like that, with an important difference. The first Joshua saved the Jewish people from the slavery of Egypt. The new Joshua will save all people from the slavery of sin and death. But this announcement takes the form of a proposal. Mary has to accept it, and nothing happens until she does so. For her part, Mary pauses, which is not the same as hesitation. Hesitation is born of nervousness or uncertainty. Mary pauses in thought and prayer. She has reason to pause. There was an incomprehensible, unbelievable plan being presented to her, and it would be consequential. To be found with someone else's child would have been a humiliation for her and her family, and could easily have led to punishment and poverty, as well as social isolation. Don't forget, Nazareth was a small town. There was no place to hide. Among some ancient Christian writers, there was a tradition suggesting that as Mary paused, the heavens and the angels paused along with her, God's whole plan resting in the balance. In a way, that's the season of Advent for us. That's this Christmas Eve day. It's a pause before God's plan is fulfilled, a prayerful, thoughtful one. However long that pause took, we do not know, but we know that Mary's answer comes simply. The angel simply brings her God's word, and Mary simply accepts it. You know, people are people, and angels are angels, and we're different orders of creation. But we do have something in common. We can all be bearers of God's Word. This Christmas, we can all bring the good news of God's Word to one another.